And I believe we are started. Hey guys, Kalos29 here. I'm going to be doing a lap guide for San Francisco GP. So I'm going to walk through this slowly initially. So this first broadcast, I'm going to just go through the track slowly, go around the corners, and tell you what I'm doing, what I'm looking for, where to brake, where to turn, where to go half throttle, those kinds of things. I'm your token American in this game. So of course, as you're watching, you'll see I'm driving the Ford GT, GTE Group 1. I currently hold the top time, not counting the first time, which is a glitch time. And by luck, I'm old and slow, so not sure how I managed to do it, but I'm going to go over my tuning settings here real quick. Gear ratio, you want it right in the center. The long straight down the back side of the track, you're going to hit about 184 miles an hour. So the Ford GT tops out at 187. You'll need that in the center to hit that. Springs, dampers, roll bars, all soft. I've gone to this on the advice of some friends, and it's made a massive difference. You can really ride the edge of your traction much better. Brake bias is right in the center. The GTE cars brake really well. You can hammer the brakes. I use ABS of 3, traction control and stability at 0. You can hammer the brakes. They turn in really well, especially as you come off of them with trail braking. In this game, the braking is really fast. So you got to be quick with the brake, but at the same time, you don't want to be stabbing it. So we're going to go through here. Let's get started. I use dash cam. So we're going to start in that. I'm going to slow down here at the start so that I can just kind of talk us through. Because you're going to come through this straight stretch, really straight, like that. And your braking point's going to be right before the 50 board, right there. As you move forward, what you're looking for is you're going to kind of slide the car in right off that apex there. You're going to be turning hard in about 4th gear. And you're looking for this apex here. Now I straight line this as much as possible, but you're still turning. You're going to want to go half throttle. And you're going to slide all the way out here to the edge. There's a curbing there. If you hit that, it can unsettle the car and throw the back end out and hit the wall. At this point, you're going to be driving, you're going to be hammering the throttle. Make sure as you go over that curbing on turn 1 that you actually go about half throttle. You're still turning and it will throw the rear end around. So right here, we're coming down the straight full throttle. You're looking for that apex, the yellow and black, right there, and you're going to be braking right before this 50 board. And as you brake straight and then start to turn in as you're still braking, slightly coming off the brake. And you want to clip this curbing right here at about half to 3/4 throttle, and as soon as you're over it, you're on the throttle full. You're going to come this way. You're going to go to your left, swing it around just enough that you can spot the yellow and black apex right there, because you're not going to brake for this one. You are going to turn in by taking your foot off the throttle, maybe 20 to 30% throttle. You're going to get a feel for it. It's just so that you can straighten this out, and you're going to clip that corner and this corner. Now as you're coming through here, you're going to go full throttle just for a split second, and you're going to come off the throttle. You can come off it all the way down to 10%. You just want to get the car enough that it'll turn in, and you're aiming for the curbing right here, because you're going to jump it. Because as you come over the curbing, probably about half to 3/4 throttle, you're going to come off it and nail the throttle full. And as you're straightening out, you're running right along this curbing right there. If you can, come out to the left a bit, because you're full throttle all the way through here. Come down full throttle all the way there. Spot the 100 board. The 50's a little harder to see. You're not braking here. You're looking for your apex again at the yellow and black railing right there. So right as you come towards the 50, you're going to be letting off the throttle and turning in. The car's not going to want to turn in. So you're just letting off the throttle enough to kind of aim it towards this apex, because as you come over this apex, about half throttle. You're holding half throttle until you get it stable enough that you can nail the throttle full in a straight line. So you're going straight over all that curbing. And then you're coming out to this edge right here. At this point, you're still at full throttle. And you're going to bring it back to the left at full throttle. And right before the 50 board, in fact, right here where this the guarding moves out, is about where you're going to be braking. You're not going to go out to the left. You're going to come in straight, brake right here, because as you're braking, you want to turn in as you're trailing off your braking and aiming right here, again jumping the curb. You're going to go over about half to 3/4 throttle and come on full throttle as you go over. Using the extension here, you're going to line it up straight for that 50 board right there. At this point, you're at full throttle and heading towards this 50 board. Now at this point, you're going to want to start straightening it out. You don't want to use too much of the extension here, because the whole point here is you're not going to brake. The fastest way through this corner is to really just kind of let the car turn in and scrub speed as you're turning in, because you're going to be letting off the throttle, getting it to turn and aim, and you're picking back up the throttle as you're aiming in towards this curbing right here. You're going to jump it, and you're just trying to get on the throttle wide turning. If you get this corner right, you're going to come out of it anywhere from about 90 to 94 miles an hour by the time you hit the end of this extension right there. At this point, you are at full throttle and you are going straight up the hill. So here we go straight up the hill in 4th gear. Switch to 5th, and you're going to end up in 6th. I'm going slow here. And you want to straighten it out along the left edge. Now at this point, you don't want to brake too late. You're going to about halfway between the 100 and the 50 board. You're going to start braking. You're in 6th gear. You're going to bring it down to 4th. And what you're wanting to see, you want to brake hard enough that you can turn in and straighten out this corner. Because at this point, you're going to want to hit it at about half to 3/4 throttle. And as you're coming over, you're going to want to nail the throttle full while you're straightening out. You're going to use a bit of this curbing here, but you don't want to go into the extension too much, or you're going to have to turn back out of it. If you do this right, you're going to come out of this corner about 95 to 96 miles an hour. At this point, you hit the throttle and it's straight down up to the top of the hill and back down. So you're here in 5th. You're going to be revving it out. You might be shifting to 6th, and right in the center of this flat spot is about where you're going to start braking. You want to brake before you're going over that hill, or you're never going to brake in time, because you're going to jump it. Yeah, you're going to be in 6th, and you're just braking, and starting to turn in as you're braking. And ideally, you want to be aimed about like this, because at this point you're getting back on the throttle. You're holding it, 30 to 50% and slowly building, so that by the time you hit the end of this extension here, you're at full throttle. You're in 4th gear, and you're just going to accelerate all the way down the downhill. So down the downhill. I know this is pretty slow. Hope you are bearing with me, getting something out of this. At this point, you're going to be in 6th gear. You are not going to brake for this corner. In order to get the fastest time out of this, you are simply right at the halfway point going to lift to about 80 to 90% throttle. All you're doing is trying to stabilize the car. Some cars can take this flat, but I've tried all of them, that the fastest way through is to do an 80-90% lift. And the reason for that is it stabilizes the car. Now the Ford GT cannot take this flat. At least I can't get it to take it flat without crashing or spinning out. Because as you're letting off the throttle, you're going to jump, and as you land, you're going to be turning in, holding that 80-90% throttle, trying to keep it stable. You don't want the car to slide at all. As you come near that yellow and black railing, you're going to cut that really close. You should be coming out steadily right here in the middle of the track. If you're all the way out towards that extension, you're going to lose a lot of time. The car is going to be unstable. You're going to be sliding all over the place. So you're going to come out around the center of the track, and at that point, as you're comfortable, you're stable, you're turning back to the right to line up this fast shoot, left-handed shoot right here, because you want to go flat out through here. At this point, you're going flat. You're wanting to turn in, scrub the tires slightly if need be, but you want to do that early so that you got a straight run shot out of this corner. And as you're shooting through this corner, you're going to come out onto the bit of an extension of the curbing here. And if you do this right, you should be about 154 to 156 miles an hour at this point. At this point, it is straight acceleration towards the fastest part of the track. Come off the downhill. At this point, you're accelerating all the way down. Just you can keep it kind of towards the right a little bit, but not too close, because you're going to clip this curbing right here, and then you're not going all the way to the left. You're going really fast. You're wanting to line up the yellow and black railing right there. Right after the 100 board, you're going to be hard on the brakes. The car might want to slide around on you a bit. You got to keep it as straight as possible, because you're going to take this really narrow. You do not want to slide all the way out. You want to keep it very narrow to this yellow and black. And the car should only come out about 40% of the way, because at this point you're back on the gas, you're in 4th gear, and you're looking to straighten this out. So as this comes open, you literally just hammer the gas all the way through, over the curbing, and then straight down. And at this point, you're accelerating all the way to the finish line. So that's a quick lap guide at slow speed. I'm going to end, and then we're going to go into, I'm going to do some laps and see if I can kind of come close to what I did before to include in this guide. So I hope that helps you. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave those for me, and let's see what I can do. Whoop, to the wall right there. Not even sure the game registered it. Close. There we go. Still not as fast as I could get, but that's more what I was looking for. Feel like I got a pretty good lap going here. We'll see. There you go, 117.6. A little narrow. It's alright, I carried the speed through. Oh, that was good. I got him. Let's see, 144? 144? No! I did improve my best, though. Hey guys, I went ahead and included a chase cam recording of the lap in replay. That's for you guys with controllers who prefer to use chase cam. That way you can see what my car is doing and kind of what you would actually be seeing in the race as well. So here you go. Hope you enjoy. Thanks.